Hello and welcome back to the Excavation of Hob's Barrow. Last time we got beautiful flour in order to go to Miss Duplancy and hopefully get some of her baked goods to then convince the Lord to lend us some of his workers so we can start our excavation the next day. So I feel like we're making pretty decent progress. Let's get back to Miss Duplancy. He should be still in the church.
I have something for you.
You found them!
You found
you
them?
Dear child. Let's take them straight to Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. Duplancy.
You know, the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me. The click of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument. He's just quiet at home now. Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. He were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, pet?
Yeah, like I feel like we would be like, it's the part in between that concerns us.
It's the part in between that concerns me most.
Whatever do you mean?
My father had an accident many years ago. Ever since, he's been in a state where he can neither speak nor move.
Oh, that does sound dreadful. I'm sorry, pet.
I believe his mind to still be active, but perhaps this is the worst of all fates. To be trapped in one's own body and unable to express oneself while the world continues around you. That is what I fear.
Maybe he'll get better one day.
I'd do anything to make it so. Those flowers look beautiful.
They do. Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear.
Aww.
It's only just that I return some.
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy.
To be truthful with you, I was saving them for myself. I shouldn't be so selfish. Lord forgive me.
You're nothing of the sort.
I'll stay here with Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
And you, Mrs. Duplancy.
So she wanted the baked goods for herself. He might be the worm still.
Here they are.
Very nice. The Bakewell puddings. Terrible weather. There he is.
The vision returns.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. Duplancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
Oh, you are an amusing creature, Thomasina.
What do you mean?
You must think me a scoundrel of the highest order for asking you to undertake such folly. Of course I would have lent you my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panswick.
I take no pleasure in watching
so
you
slimy.
scurry about Bewlay to fulfill my every whim. Or do I?
I do not find this amusing in the slightest. You have no idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case, I ought to have.
Now then, will you share one of these tempting confections with me?
Now is not the time.
Now is not the time, Lord Panswick.
You disappoint me. It would seem you don't find the rain quite as romantic as I do. Perhaps tomorrow, after your triumphant excavation of Hob's Barrow.
Perhaps.
I hope staleness doesn't descend upon them in the meantime. Still, my word is my bond. Come with me to the chapel. I shall inform the chaps of their duties.
Thank you.
Chaps, listen up. You're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow. What time, Miss Bateman?
Early morning, if you don't mind.
We'll be there whenever you need us, miss.
Hob's Barrow. On the Bryden estate, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now,
Capital.
if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
Thank you, Lord Panswick.
We're finishing up here, miss. See you tomorrow morning, all right?
Certainly. I appreciate your help.
Awesome.
Well, that's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow.
True.
It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the plough and furrow.
Yep, let's do that. But we have our team assembled. Got permission to excavate. So things are looking good. Despite everything still being very ominous, mysterious, and creepy.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
Oh,
Your lordship.
Stanley, my good man.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting time for Bewlay. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please, allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
I should keep it clear. Like, something is weird because, like, it's almost like people are being replaced. Because, like, why does he say, like, oh, like, I'm now minding my own business. Good night. And, like, then he shows up again, similar to Mr. Shoulder, who was like, oh, I was bedridden for days, couldn't leave, but his glove was clearly at the inn, and when we were at his cottage, we couldn't see anyone inside from the window. And then Arthur was all weird and stared into the woods. I don't know.
No thanks.
Miss Bateman, you're no fun.
I should keep a clear head for tomorrow.
Good thinking. In that case, I shall bid thee the fondest of farewells. May you conquer Hob's Barrow and find all that you desire.
Thank you, your lordship.
I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hob's Barrow in the morning.
Thank you again, Lord Panswick.
Till we meet again, faites des beaux rêves. Mr. Shoulder?
Your lordship?
Like, the Lord and Shoulder also both have the moon symbol above their door.
You've changed your tunes, Stanley. An exciting time for Bewlay. I thought you didn't want me to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Well, what can I get you?
I'm fine for now, thank you.
Let's talk to the people
Hello
around.
again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Miss Bateman.
I've recruited the help of some local labourers to help with the excavation.
Marvellous. When do we start?
Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Wonderful.
Can I count on your assistance?
Of course. I'll meet you here at the Plough and Furrow.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll leave those two to their conversation. I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Oh, Arthur's there too.
Thomasina,
Arthur?
I've remembered something.
Uh-oh.
What is it, Arthur?
Not here. Meet me outside, in the alley.
Okay.
He's stinking drunk, but let's hear what he has to say.
Let's first see if I can talk to Cyril.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're
Cyril.
still here? Leave me be, lass.
What is it?
First of all, I must apologize to you. That night we met, when I vanished,
Yes?
well, there were a man in the loo. A hooded man. He threatened me with a beating if I told you anything about what I saw.
Oh, Arthur, that's terrible. What did you see?
Oh,
That's the
interesting.
thing. I hadn't the foggiest idea what he were on about. It was a drink, you see. I'm an embarrassment, Thomasina.
No, you're not, Arthur.
Here's what I need to tell you. I've remembered what you were on about.
Oh?
Standing in the woods today, I knew there was something. I waited, I concentrated, and it finally came back to me.
Please, you're keeping me in some
Yeah.
serious suspense here.
All right. It were a couple of days before I met you.
Hurry now, Leonard.
I'm
Oh.
not as quick as I used to be. This leg is getting worse by the day.
Yes. I'm constantly made aware of your failing health. Do not fear. You said he has promised you the reward of your returned strength.
Aye, and it can't come soon enough.
Are you sure that it must be her blood?
Aye, she's family.
And she gets here in 2 days.
Aye.
Oh.
We must bring her to the site as soon as she arrives.
No. Your lordship, with all due respect, we've been through this. We need to ease her into the idea. She will laugh in our faces if we just asked for it.
Who said we would ask?
He told me that she needs to give it willingly.
This little scheme of yours better work, Leonard.
It will, your lordship. We've got the perfect bait.
Wait. Who goes there? Did you hear something?
Oh, interesting. It was their plan all along.
Ah, a moonlight tryst. After something, are you, Mr. Tillett?
Your lordship, let me...
Save your words, you drunken wretch. Off you go, skedaddle. Don't make me ask twice. I do wish you wouldn't spend so much time with that fool. It's beneath a woman of your standard.
He's much
It's sad, really. That dog urine they serve
Nicer than
here
you
has
are.
rather pickled the man's brain.
You're being most unfair to him. Mr. Tillett is a nice man.
exactly. He's wonderful, and my new
Come
assistant.
now. I shall bid thee adieu once more, for I do not wish for this to come between us. All the very best wishes for your excavation tomorrow, my dear.
Thanks.
Yeah. That is very, very
I
ominous.
don't wish to carry around my heavy excavation tools.
So they've been inspiring. But like then also Mr. Shoulder said that I'm like she is family. So are we is maybe Mr. Shoulder like either our grandfather? Like an older brother of our dad? What?
I see that the prophecy has come into life. The shift in the atmosphere as the day fades into night. You won't you learn?
Let's listen to the song. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say, let's listen to the song a little bit longer to see if something happens. Once again, I can only say ominous. But like also then with what Shoulder and the Lord said, they were talking about him wanting my blood, something like that, right? I assume with him it's like the Saxnot, the goblin that we're talking about, but he has been promising to help us and help our father, so very much possible that he's trying for some reason to manipulate us so we voluntarily give our blood for his purpose. Whatever he needs it. Hey.
So, Thomasina, the journal proves I'm telling you the truth, does it not?
It does.
Good. Now listen. I can help him again. We can help him. Together.
How?
All those years ago, your father entered this barrow with the goal of binding me within it. All because the people of Bewlay had gotten it into their heads that Saxnot were cause of their plight. I tell you, Thomasina, we're not.
Your father botched his incantation, leaving me in this weakened state, stuck in this limbo. As for him, well, you know how he ended up.
This doesn't
Yeah.
sound right. Incantations. My father is a man of...
You don't know your father, Thomasina. How old were you? A child of not even 5, 6 years? You need to enter this barrow and undo what your father did. The spell must be undone. Then not only will I regain my strength, but your father will too.
But how do I...
Blood. The truest symbol of life and death. It's the life which flows within you, but it's also death once it escapes.
Yeah, see,
I don't
I don't
understand.
know.
Worry not how you'll undo what's been done. When the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do. Time is short. Your father and I grow weaker by the hour. Go. Save your father.
Yeah, see, that feels like he just wants us to free him. I don't think that's a good idea. It's like a ruse.
I must undo what has been done. Father, I'm coming.
But I also wonder if we, like, it's like obviously we saw the scene with Lord Leonard's shoulder and Arthur, but I'm not quite sure if Arthur's retelling of that situation was that one for one either. So would Thomasina be aware that they were talking about, oh, that he, in quotation marks, is needs the blood and we need to give it voluntarily? Like, because like if she would know that, I would feel like she would get the hunch that this is a trick for her to give blood and like to release the Saxnot. But if she doesn't quite know that, then I wonder if she would be just determined to save her father. So I don't know.
Herbert, how did you get in here?
Yeah. Weird cat.
It doesn't matter anymore. I've got much more important things to get on with.
Well, here we go. Morning, Stanley.
Good morning. Stanley?
Ah, Miss Bateman. Mr.
Miss
Shoulder
Bateman.
left a note for you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Miss Bateman, meet me at my home as soon as you read this. There's no time to wait. Uh-oh.
Oh, there were a key with it too.
Okay. Strange. Strange. Very strange. Oh.
Miss Bateman, I beg you, in the name of God, leave this town.
Father Roach, what is the meaning
Yeah,
of
what's
this?
going on?
There's nowt for you here, lass. Clear off.
I beg you, Miss Bateman.
Father Roche, Mr. Farnaby, here to wish Miss Bateman good luck for her excavation, gentlemen.
Am I heck?
Mr. Kemp, you know...
An excavation strongly supported by Lord Panswick, no less.
I wish you well with your findings.
What
Miss
is
Bateman.
going on?
May the Lord strengthen you and guard you from the evil one.
Seems like Stanley is in cahoots
Little
too.
children, guard yourselves from idols.
Good luck, Miss Bateman.
Thank you.
Well, you have to
I
pick up.
must make haste to Mr. Shoulder.
That was strange. This little scamp.
Douglas?
What is going on?
Douglas dropped his toy sword. It's just a toy. It's no use to me.
I don't know. I'd rather have a toy sword than not having a toy sword.
What's this? What's this?
What's this indeed? What's in the box?
A box. It's locked. Mr. Shoulder, I got your note. Explain yourself. Curses.
Man, again, he's not there.
The key fits. Another one of these peculiar stones.
Hey?
Wait, does this mean Mr. Shoulder was the third man on my father's excavation?
I think it does, yeah.
There's a note underneath.
My heart is his heart. My light is his light.
A fearsome-looking beast. Where did the hens go?
Yeah.
No sign of any movement.
So if Mr. Shoulder was the third one on the excavation, he's the only one who didn't suffer from a terrible affliction. Did he make like a deal with the devil? Did he? Because like it sounds like, according to the Saxon, that our father tried to bind the Saxon. But now Mr. Shoulder, with Lord Penswick, tries to free the Saxon. So how? I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a toy.
Oh,
It's
they're
dead.
dead?
The poor thing is beyond help.
What is going on? Either?
Hello? Is anyone home? He's not answering.
Yeah. AR. I don't know what that means.
Good morning, men. Thank you for braving the weather.
Aye, miss. A little rain is no bother. So, may we start?
Yes, we've not a moment to waste. And so, the excavation of Hob's Barrow began. Horace and his men learnt quickly and went about their work with care. We toiled for hours, rolling away great stones, removing mortar and masonry put in place by Father, Mr. Bryden, and Mr. Shoulder. They had gone to great lengths to seal the barrow. I should have realised their efforts were not only to keep us out, but also to keep something contained within. Eventually, our careful application of pick, trowel, and shovel gave way to open space. A stagnant, cadaverous odour was let forth.
Well, let's see.
The seal was broken. I couldn't believe my eyes. Splendid work, all of you.
Step inside, miss. We'll be right behind you.
Thank you, Horace. I can't wait a moment longer.
These flowers again that we've seen.
Flowers?
That
I can't get my head around this. How could they possibly grow here? Horace, come see this.
They're gonna lock me in.
Horace! They look the same as the flowers that was stuffed down Mr. Ambrose's throat. Strange.
Okay, I think this is a good time to take a break. I feel like we're getting close to the end. Hopefully not too close, that the next episode will be long enough, but we'll see. I feel like this is still a good little cliffhanger, and then maybe next time we will see the finale of the excavation of Hob's Barrow. Everything's very mysterious. I have a lot of questions still. I mean, over the time, there have just been more and more questions. Let me know, obviously, if you don't know the answers, just kind of theorizing with me, but let me know your theories of what's going on and what your ideas are for probably the last episode and final stretch of this game. Very curious to hear what your thoughts on all of this is. Thank you all for watching today's episode of the Excavation of Hob's Barrow. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. That all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more The Excavation of Hob's Barrow very soon. Until then, have a great time.